All right, what's going on, folks? Chris here, Better Investing. Happy Sunday. Uh, I told you I'm trying to like move towards more like probably weekly recaps. I got a lot of fucking work and shit. We done lost half. We done lost 75% of our team, and a lot of shit got reassigned to myself. So that's a headache. Anyway, let's talk about the market really quick. We'll just go over some shit really fast. Yeah, I mean, market looks like shit, right? The momentum is extended to the downside, right? We are kind of extended away from the EMA 9 and the 20 on the daily. We're looking here, from the we're about 2%, probably going to gap down tomorrow from the EMA 9 and from the 20. We are, from Friday's close, we're down by like 4%, right? So, extensions from the moving average, works both ways. When you get extended to the upside, you can also get extended to the downside. Doesn't mean that it won't stay in this trend. But your opportunity really you want to continue to get short. Definitely off of we gap down on Thursday, gap down on Friday, and probably gap down again on Monday. Like, do you really want to try to short on a 3 day gap down on the market? So I wouldn't be a big fan of that. It's crazy because I did kind of mark out this little bear flag look, and then I saw it happening in the morning. I want to know if like it looks better on like a 24 hour. If I want to turn that on, let's see. I don't even think it's gonna show. If I throw on extensions, yeah, it didn't look the same. All right, but anyway, we're good. All right, yeah. So I mean, like where we go from here, I do not know. I mean, best case, like if we kind of drift down into the 100 week moving average and like back into this, this pocket right here, I would say like 610 or so, maybe 600 to 610. Maybe we can get a bounce, probably a good spot for big position and kind of cover up, and that can be a start of maybe a rally, right? And I don't want to call it a bear market rally because the bear market is 20%, but I think these rallies that you saw when they say bear market rally, they usually start little nasty like this, and then that ends up being your bear market. I mean, this down here, if we get down into here, that'll definitely be around a 20%. I've been having this gap marked out for a while because I just never seen an exhaustion gap on the indices like that, and I was like, man, that's crazy. People were giving me shits about that. I was just like, man, I just never seen an exhaustion gap like that. And I think I was saying, I think the confusion that people were having, I was saying, I was just like, man, I never seen the market like gap up and just never come back to unfill something like that wide. But you got to take in mind like if there's a gap here, right? But I look at it from like wick to wick, and like for us to kind of just gap up and just never come back. I mean, maybe we don't, but it's just interesting. Um, but yeah, I mean, just nasty crossover through the 50 week. Um, you know, I mean, you're crossing through the 50 week. Shit does get nasty. Um, let's see, like even back here, the close, short rally back up, and then boom, back down. So I mean, the question really right now in the market is like, do we V bottom or do we wave bottom? What I mean by V bottom versus wave bottom, like, do we just fucking V up, right? Or do we do some sort of three wave, four wave type of thing, all right? One wave, two wave, three waves type of thing. Like, do we do that? Right? And if we do this is probably a more prolonged type of downside, and I think that would be a scenario where this operation in this oil is still elevated. But I just don't see how they can fucking keep that going unless they're just trying to fucking starve the world at this point. Like the globalists is just all right. Let me stop. That's probably doing too much. But yeah, just nasty action. QQQ. I mean, really the same shit. I talked about QQQ. Back here, I was just saying, the longer we stay, below this 50-day moving average, and, we were kind of like chopping here below the 50-day moving average, and like I think this ended up being like fucking 40 days or so, maybe longer, before we like eventually broke down below this little range within range, right? We're kind of just trading sideways in a bigger chop. I was saying we're in a chop within a chop, right? And then we gapped down, kind of retested the bottom of that range, and just been nasty ever since. That was I was gonna I was I had I was concerned. I was concerned about that. From a trader perspective. I've been buying some shit long term. Does it work out? I have no idea. But I think I have time on my hand to find out. But talking technicals here, this doesn't look good. You go look at Max really quickly. Like Max just looks like a shit show. And this is the thing, like we talked about in the past. Like Max has not made a high, since back here, right? Ever since then, it's just been making, lower highs ever since then, right? It kind of really looks like Robin Hood. We go look at Robin Hood. Like this is one where like it looked very very similar, right? High, lower high. Wow, the market was doing this, right? Market was chopping. This was trending down. Even on QQQ, the market was chopping, and it came back and retested the highs right before actually fading again. But this was still all the way the fuck up here. So right, that just kind of just shows you like the weakness that this particular stock had comparative to the indices. Um, so where do we go from here, right? So I mean, for the most part, like a lot of your Mag sevens, they are probably all gonna look like shit right now. I don't think any of them are pretty much above their moving average. Like here's Tesla. I mean, this is just in a straight downtrend. I'm kind of mad because I remember like this kind of tested um, this area right here, it tested like 395, and like it happened earlier in the day, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to test that. This thing can blast through, and I just left it alone. But damn, that was a good spot. And now it's just creeping lower. 40 points from there. Where this go? I mean, you got a little gap back here. From September. You probably can mark that out. I think I would rather mark. So I don't fucking do something stupid. Probably just like marked out here. Like yeah, probably like 338, 340. Probably codes in that range, right? But yeah, I mean, yeah, that looks nasty. One of the stocks that I own, but I do not, I rarely trade, is Amazon. But like when you look at it from like a moving average, it just looks nasty. Like I don't know how people fucking trade this. I mean, from a moving average perspective, I guess you can have other techniques, cool. But it's just never been a good trading chart from like a moving average. Like it reminds me of Microsoft. Like I tell people like Microsoft is like a horrible trader against moving averages. It's just I mean this was fucking clean, but it doesn't really give you a good entry. But I just remember like here this looked nasty. I remember this. It looked nasty, and it's done that in the past. It reminds me right here. Like look at that. It's just fucking nasty. It kind of reminds me of Snowflake. Like I remember like people trading Snowflake, and I tried Snowflake before, but I also remember saying to myself like, dude, this thing looks nasty in terms of like, where is it at? Like all here, like it's just crisscross applesauce. It looked fucking nasty. I don't know. Um, wasn't nothing something I was interested in. Yeah, and this looks like it's probably gonna come back. Maybe until the tariff lows at this point. I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of shit looks bad. I mean, this doesn't look good, right? But at the same time, it's not something I want to short right here. I don't know. I don't want to take a breakdown right here. Um, but yeah, talking about that. So like, and I learned this from experience, right? Because I remember like when the market is bullish, I was looking for bearish setups. I'm like, oh look, guys, a bearish setup, and people like barely got any interest in it. Like, why are you looking there? Like, the market's going up. Like, no one cares. And I was like, no, I'll still take it. Like, some will work, most wouldn't, right? And like, it was really like I was just fighting the tape, right? I'm fighting direction. And I think that's the same case, to the downside. Like, try to flip that psychology, but like, for people to like still be looking for like loans, and a tape like this, like, yeah, it might work, but man, you're not gonna get a lot of traction. Like for example, like look at NBIS, right? Like NBIS had that news off in NVIDIA. I think it was this gap up, right? And yeah, it gapped up again. But like, if you were trying to get in after that, man, good fucking luck. This thing didn't do shit, right? And then boom, fades that entire move back down to the 50, right? Back down where it just fucking chopped and did nothing, right? Almost just another sequence of what, what I'm about to call out here if I can find my tool, right? We got a high, got a lower high, and potential for another lower high. You got a long way for it to kind of validate that, but you get what I'm saying. Like even like AOI, all right, for example, if I can bring this up, this stock here. I mean, I guess you can still be trying to keep eyes on this. Doesn't look 100% bad, but like, I mean, like, where did you get in at? Like, I don't know. It just rugs. I think what MRVL was one. I watched this thing, right? It looked good, right? I ain't gonna hold you like this. I can see people wanting to play that setup, and then boom, right? You think, oh shit, and then oh shit, like breaks that low and breaks the gap up low. It's like, man, it's just you saw that across a lot of things. And I just think, I don't know. I don't really see a lot of those good setups. I will talk about this one thing I noticed. So, last week I did trade SNDK. It was a big winner for me. I'm still coming out of a drawdown from not last week, but the prior week, Monday and Tuesday. Traded like shit. Ended up taking the rest of the week off. And I was telling people this, but a lot of people didn't fucking see what I was seeing. I don't know why. But like if I throw on like EWI for example, um, right, I'll throw up EWI. All right. Now the thing with EWI is this thing. If you go to the ETF, you see its holdings, right? Two primary holdings in this, right, and it's heavily weighted in these two particular stocks, which are um, Samsung and SK Hynix, right? Two memory stocks, right? So I noticed that, all right, like okay, well I wouldn't say I noticed it. Someone brought it up, right? And I was like, okay, well, let me start to. And I started doing this. I think it was like the 15th or the 16th. I was like, yo, this is an opportunity here. I think because like what I was looking at was like when I overlaid all of them. And I'm gonna try to do it again. I always have a hard time overlaying, but when I overlaid all of them, EWI, SNDK, Samsung, and MU. I was like, man, I think there's an opportunity here that if you still see this weakness in EWI and Samsung, um, and you get MU or SNDK, they kind of pop over their previous all-time highs after MU earnings, and it re-rolls. I think it's a short, right? Definitely, if you still have those particular EWI and Samsung still leading down, and the reason for that was because like when I looked at like when I did this comparison, I noticed that well, one, Samsung and EWI kind of led the move up, right? And when the way down, um, at the same time, I don't know how this is gonna work out, but at the same time, because this doesn't even look right. Like I look like I got five things here. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, I do got five. Why the fuck is there five? See, I told you I was not gonna know how to do it. I don't know how I did it last time. All right, here's EWI. What I gotta do? Is it same scale? All right, let's do that then. Let's see if this works. Let's try to do this. Let's go year to date. No, it's not gonna work. Ah, so we're trying to show you something here, man. But anyway, what I was saying is that I just noticed like the lag between them. All right, here's three. So where the fuck is the other one? What is this? All right. Anyway, um, I only see three. Where's the other one? Oh, that's why there's two MUs. So I need to trade. I need to add. All right. I think I got it. I think I got it. Boom. There we go. All right. So here's all three of them, right? So we have EWI, we got Samsung, and we got SNDK and MU. And if I could ever just start to scroll again, if it allows me to scroll, maybe I can show you something. There we go. Come on, come on. Is it gonna work? I don't know. I'm probably better off just talking it through. All right. Anyway, yeah, I'm probably better off talking it through. So like, what I just noticed was that like when EWI and Samsung had broke out. I'm just gonna go back to a regular chart. This looks horrible. Like when EWI and Samsung had broke out, like that led the move up, right? And the thing that I noticed was that like when I looked at like EWY, and I was looking at it, and I was like, wait, hold on, this thing kind of blew off back here in early or end of February, right? Kind of blew off, right? Have the you have the extension, all the way up here above the ATRs above the above the 50-day moving average. Like just blew off in February. Same thing with Samsung, right? And it was just lagging back, and I was like, yo, if this happens, right, and MU, right, well, since this was like, this kind of broke out first, and then you had Samsung kind of break out afterwards, and then you had SanDisk and MU kind of follow after that. I was like, well, if they led the way up and they lead the way down, then this is probably going to be a catch-up trade where SNDK and MU comes down as well. So like I was looking at that, and then I was like, this is a good setup after MU's earnings. Like let the earnings play out, right, and just watch it. Might take a couple days, right? So we go to MU really quickly, right? You go to MU, and on MU, this thing after earnings, right? Here's your earnings, right? It had gapped up, right? Gapped up right over overtime, right over the previous all-time highs, right? Um, and it really faded over. The next 2 days it was already below. But my thought, I was looking at SNDK because I trade SNDK. I was like, I want to see SNDK fade as well, right? I wanted to see both of them fade back through all-time highs. I already got that on MU. Now SNDK was like, no, fuck you, we're going higher, right? But then Monday we got this nasty candle. I'm sorry, Friday we got this nasty candle, and that was like my signal going into over the weekend. I was like, all right, I think this thing is setting up. I think it done set up. I was like, this is set up. And then when it came in on Monday, I was able to get in damn near the highs of like 738. And I was able to trade this all the way down into probably like once it broke these lows, and I just sold it all. I sold half, right? I'm always going to be the guy to take some off. I sold half, and I still had half left. And I was like, I'm just going to let it rock out. And then, I was almost ready to close it this day here, but I was like, man, my average is 738. Like, why not just hold it? And then when we gapped down and we broke those lows, I said, okay, I just started to sell and sell and sell. And I walked away, with a pretty decent, coins on that. I don't know if I still have the area drawn out where I got in at. Let's see, where is it at? Nope, I don't. Oh, yeah, here, see, right here. It was early in the day. And where I got in at was pretty much I saw this press up, and when it broke back down like back through here, I got in at 738, and my stop was this high, pretty much like 750. I probably put it like at over 750, and I was like, all right, and this was working. I definitely took some off, right? I mean, this is a big ass move. I took some off somewhere around here, and I was like, I'm just gonna hold the rest, right? And then the rest ended up working out. Never came back even close to my entry. And I was like, all right, well, I still got half left. And, we got that nasty day on, I think it was Thursday or whatever. I just sold the rest. And I was just like, damn, that really, really worked out. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but I mean, that's what I saw. I don't know. I mean, the direction of the market play a reason why I got lucky, probably. But yeah, I mean, I saw this. I saw that MU was already triggered, right? It broke through all-time highs and ran back through. This did not. This motherfucker actually went higher. But then the following day, it went nasty. I was like, oh, God. All right, and I didn't trade it this day because I wasn't trading Thursday and I wasn't trading Friday and I wasn't trading Wednesday, right? So this was good for me to just kind of like watch it. Um, and then we got this pop back into this area, and I was like, you know what, I can probably get short up in here, and that's exactly what I did. So, all right, I said a lot. Stocks I'm watching. I think I talked about. I think I threw this in the chat. This Sherman Williams. Interesting look. I don't know. Again, with the market being extended the way it is, if something I want to short right here, maybe if it pops back into like 325 or into this declining moving average, a better spot to risk off of and like use that high or something, or the previous maybe up here around like maybe psych level like 330 to make it easy. But I think this is a good look here. Right below all the moving average are curling down. Strong trend to the downside. I mean, this stock hasn't made a new high um, for a while. Back in 2024 December. So I mean, for the most part, it's definitely still been in a downtrend. Don't have earnings until the end of April, so you don't have nothing that's coming up unless there's some crazy shit with your boy Trump. The other one was Deere. Well, I would say I was looking at Cat, and then I saw the news that Trump said, "Oh, I want cheaper prices for my farmers." Right? Because I was looking at this like look right here, like this looks interesting. Um, but that brought me over to Deer. Deer looks actually good. Like if you would take this on Monday, like if it opens up in this candle range and it breaks the previous, like break this low right here, you can use like stop high a day type of shit. But this doesn't look bad for a move back down. I mean, it's kind of I wouldn't say blew off, but you had earnings and it literally just hasn't caught a bid off the moving average. They actually have crossed over and it actually has lost the 50-day moving average as well. Tried to pop, but just subsequent of another lower high. I think if you were rather to wait, like if we do get a pop on the market, because I think shorting the pops are probably the better thing. I think until like 585 to 590 would be like your spot, up into here, right? Because if it breaks above here, clearly, it's probably going to go higher or it's probably going to chop, right? I think that's a better area to kind of risk off of, up in here rather than trying to chase this down. And next thing you know, your boy Taco's out, some pre-market news comes out, or some stupid shit. Next thing you know, this thing's rallying back to your fucking entry point. So, yeah, something that's interesting. It's crazy because I talked about this Pepsi and I did not take it. Pretty upset about that. That was a nice move on this Pepsi. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. I talked about this flag, and I said, you might want to see it pop back into here, be a better area to risk off of, and literally just fade it. I don't know how many points, 161. No, good 10 points or so. All right, woof, said a lot. God damn, I just saw the stock I own, and this just looks fucking ugly. This thing might go bankrupt. I might just sell it. I might have to sell this, collect my funds. My cost basis, I think, is around like 6, because I did sell covered calls against it. But this looks fucking disgusting. This looks like it's ready to fucking shit the bed. Jesus Christ. Woo! Man, all right. I don't really, again, I don't really have a lot of stocks. I'm not looking long. You're just not going to convince me to fucking look long right now. Let me get some water. I got water? There we go. Yeah, you're not going to convince me to look long unless something, the market just totally changes. I just don't see that happening right now with what's going on, and then also like just overall how the market looks. I mean, shit looks disgusting. Like everything's breaking down. Um, yeah, everything's breaking down. Everything done broke down actually. Um, but man, it's crazy how the market works, man. It's crazy how the market works. Um, Man, I do want to short Royal Caribbean. Like you telling me like with these fucking oil prices, this ain't getting clapped. Like who the fuck is trying to travel to Europe right now? What's going on? Or I mean this thing's probably look dusted. This thing's probably gonna get dusted. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, what the fuck was up on? Yeah, what was up? What was up last week? Like, yeah, that's your shorts. Like, what was up last week? Hold on, let's go see. What the fuck was up last week? As long as it wasn't oil. If it's not oil, if anything was up last week that wasn't oil or maybe materials or fucking commodities, that's the things you probably want to short the pops. I'll scan it, but let's go back. We are probably going to gap down 3 days in a row, so maybe not the best. But let's see what was out here. SATL probably a short. What's the thing? Just the satellite thing? Oh no, I'm not touching that. Oh, I know someone's in this. Who the fuck is in this? There's no way this survives. How did this survive this market? Yeah, this probably gets dusted. It looks good though. I can see, definitely after this gap up, but that thing probably gets dusted. Oh, BE. I think, I talked about Bloom. I mean, I don't know what people see here on Bloom. This does not look like good fucking action to me. And I look at this, I'm like, This looks like QQQ on Spy almost. Like it just fucking chopping and now it just broke the range to the downside. Like, this probably is going lower. Let's go here and look at the weekly. I don't know what the fuck people say. It hasn't done shit. All it done is just burn bulls and bears. But I think here is probably a roll. Let me see. I'm still looking at like what went up last week. Um, it's crazy. Like fucking solar. The like if you go to tan, like tan doesn't look bad. Let me see. Let me go back to tan. Make sure I'm not tripping. Oh no, this is next decade. Oh shit. I remember. I saw that bar. I saw that bar. I said this shit's probably going higher. Like here's tan. Oh yeah, tan's like down there bear flag. Cause like I know like is it NXT like it's like this. I think it's like this and Solar Edge is like looking good, and I'm like, what the fuck is holding this? Like this doesn't look good to trade. And then you got SEDG. I mean Solar Edge is like, I think it's squeezing. I mean I think people are getting. I think people are getting squeezed. Getting 58 million share float, because like if the solar sector was gonna run, I would have thought this EMPH probably would have worked out. And this look didn't do shit, right? I just this back here at the 200, and then like FSLR, it's not going down anymore, but it's not going up. I guess let me say. Um, so it's hard for me. Like this sector looks bad. There's a few good look. I wouldn't say good looking stocks, but because I mean the sector doesn't look that good no more. So, um, CrowdStrike has some nasty news. Oh, I just bought Bug at 25 and I was all happy. And I'm like, oh, I think I got it. And now I'm down on that. But like I said, these are long term holds. Damn, man, my Sentinel's down. Everything, yeah, man, I'm about to log off. What's that one stock I was looking at? I said it was. I think it's ATI. How does this shit survive? I don't know. This ATI, man, this thing looked like it wants to go. I don't know. This looks like a little baby bear flag. Like it looks like I don't know. Let me see if it pops up. I don't know, man. I think like got some air underneath of it. Jesus Christ. What's the let me see. Does about 6,000 a day, 135, does 300 million. So it doesn't do a lot. Um you can probably get a move on this. Mm. I mean, let's see, you got yeah, USAR is down. Um, yeah, I think travel gets smoked. Oof, the travel, like, yeah, it's like it's gonna get smoked. Yeah, man. Just I don't know what people are looking at. Like this X AXTI. I would love to get in a short on this. Like, I don't see how the fuck this. I don't see how this survives. This is an hourly chart. Yeah, I think this is something you can watch. Oh, you know what's funny? I'm mad. I mean, I got stopped out on this year. It just wasn't fucking moving. I never traded it before like intraday, but when that news came out that they were gonna fund the DHS, the first thing I fucking thought about was you, and the reason why is because like I was saying to myself like, how the hell did I not get in you after that fucking that TSA situation in Fanaga, and this thing gapped down, and I was in like 49.70, and it just was not like doing it. I was like, man, I just closed it, um, and that's because I never traded before. Like you could, even if you go to like a 5 minute trade, you can kind of see like how nasty it kind of like trades. Let me see. Nah, you can't really tell. Maybe if you go to like a 1 minute, you can kind of see like the it just like look, here's like some nasty looking gappy little up candles. Probably even see it more. It's just like it wasn't really like no liquid. It wasn't like liquid. I don't know. It just wasn't moving. Like you just see like how these. I mean, I guess it was moving. I don't know. I was in early. I should have just put my stop at high day. Should have. Yeah, I fucked this one up. Is what it is. But yeah, I mean, thing got obliterated right after that news came out. Gap down. That was like the perfect setup, probably. Yeah, man. I haven't even really been scanning for a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of the shorts are already like happened. This car. I mean, this thing. How the fuck does this thing? I don't know even how you trade this. This has like a $2, $3 spread. But like this thing, be careful, cause this motherfucker. I remember when car went to 500, and it has a $34 million float. Like, don't fuck around here thinking you're gonna catch this for sure. You know, if you do, go fucking like really really light. Um, cause this thing can go fucking nuclear. Um, AMPX. This is still doing really good. Let me see. See the thing with AMPX, because I was talking about UMAC. I was like long AMPX and short UMAC. And UMAC just got fucking obliterated. Like Jesus Christ. I want to say this is like a double top short sell. And I think double top short sells are fucking hard. Um, Not really. It was almost, but yeah, that's just nasty. Um, oh, what's TSSI doing on here? Remember I said I was gonna keep watching this. Oh, ugly. Yeah, man. Man, look. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. I got a meeting at 10. Got to argue some folks down about some more shit. Um, there's some stocks to buy though, long term. Like if UNH gets below 200, I'm buying it. I don't give a fuck. I'm probably gonna close out my cover calls on Moderna, and I might exit this position honestly. So I need some more cash. I have this since 27. I sold the 65s for May. Those are down pretty good now. I'm probably just gonna take those profits and run. Um, I didn't circle the fucking bandwagon on a few long term shares that, like UiPath. That was up like 80%. Didn't take nothing off. All I did was sell a cover call, and that thing really just fucking flipped. Um, Still in Adobe. Still in BBAI. My cost base is like 6. Um, Still in GitLab. My cost base is 27. Path is pretty much break even now. Um, After you take in effect the cover calls I sold. Uber's damn near break even. Oh no, because I sold the hundreds back in like September. I sold those. Those did close at 0. Oh, maybe I can fucking short Carvana. How the fuck does Carvana survive? There we go. This might be a short. 500, right? Take 300. How the fuck did this survive? Well, it doesn't look that good though. But yeah, man, that's all I got, folks. I'm here about 30 minutes. It's 10:30. I gotta get ready to go to sleep. Tomorrow's Monday. Blessings to you all. If anyone who has service members in the that's active in the military, I bless you. My prayers are with you. I hope this shit ends quickly before it escalates. I just don't want to see this. People always be in cahoots about. I'm gonna say cahoots. People. Oh yeah, let's go blow these motherfuckers. Like that's not you, motherfucker. You're not over there doing that shit. Like you gotta think about the people that actually gotta go over there and do that shit. That shit's fucking scary. Like they're really putting their lives on the line. I have friends that that actively serve, and I respect the shit out of them for that because, you know, um, not everyone wants to do it, right? And when they're called upon, they go. So if this shit gets scary and this shit gets serious, the people families are going to be impacted. And my thoughts and prayers are with them. Um, I take that shit serious. A lot of people be all happy and shit, but you're sitting at your fucking desk. Um, so just keep that in mind, man. Please keep that in mind. God damn. Where's there left? Where's there left to hit? Fucking Target. I still got Target. At least my Target looks good. Shit, I got it in 91. I bought this back in the summer. Yeah. Somewhere around here, right in the summer, I bought it. Probably a good time to sell cover call against that, because the market's gonna flip. Everything's gonna fucking flip. It's nothing is gonna be safe. Yeah, still in mall. See, this is when I fucking round trip. I probably should have sold that shit. And it's funny now because like I guess people got hurt so bad from like the 2018 cannabis move and shit. Like no one wanted to touch it, and I was like, man, this shit. I see the thesis. I see people like, brother, you just don't know. We already been through this pain. This is my first time going through it. I got a good amount of shares. We'll see what happens. That's all you can do. know. Thing is, man, just don't go fucking blow on all your fucking account in one fucking stock. Like ONDS trash. Oh my god. Look at this. Like look at this. This RKLB had popped into like the 50 and just fucking rode back through this. Jesus Christ. Fucking USL just ripping. Meta's getting dusted. How does this stay up? How does this stay up? Yeah. That's really all I got, man. I don't have anything to really like. This is my master watch list. I'm usually able to find something that looks good on here, but it's just not something I want to. I don't see anything really I want to short. Probably should already been short. Um, yeah, coming into Monday. I think Friday the market's closed too. So yeah, man. We'll see. All right, folks. Peace. God bless.